So you're getting ready for a job fair, but you don't know what to do to impress the employers that are going to be there. Fear not, here at the Pikes Peak Workforce Center, we're here to help you.
Mr. Dumbass, I can bring a lot to Dumbass and Dumbass. I'm a go-getter. Dumbass material all the way. So, am I your man, Mr. Dumbass?
The name is Dumas.
So our goal today is so that you don't come across as a Dumas at your next job fair in front of that also important employer. This gentleman did a lot of things right. He dressed the part, he had enthusiasm, he knew what he had to offer as a job seeker to that also important employer, but he lacked one crucial step, and that was to do his research to find out how to pronounce the gentleman's name and the company name. So I ask all of you today, in every situation, you want to be asking yourself, what would a professional do? How does a professional look? How does a professional act? What does a professional say? When you think in your life of somebody that you have met that you afterwards you thought, gosh, that was a true professional, think of what qualities they exuded and have that be your mantra. I am a professional, as you walk up and are talking to these employers at the job fair. Know their expectations. Every employer, no matter what question they're going to ask you, they're forming a first impression of you from the moment that you are in their eyesight. And that is number one, do you look the part? And that means your posture, your eye contact, your smile. Did you give a firm handshake? Were you being polite to the people around you? Did you have a positive attitude? Do you look like somebody that they can proudly have at their front desk of their company and know that you are going to be representing them in a positive manner? Number two, reliability. Do you have stories and examples that you can use to demonstrate that you have a strong work ethic, that you're going to be somebody that people can rely upon? Are you on time or 5-10 minutes early for all of your meetings? Those are the key things that you want to be conveying to that employer, that you are the type of person to get the job done, get it done well, and be there when they need you to be there. And then lastly, skills and experience. What kind of classes have you taken? What kind of professional certifications do you have? Do you have a degree? Do you have some other special training? If you're a young person who doesn't have any job, maybe you've done volunteer work, community service, maybe you have younger siblings that you babysit, maybe you mow the lawn for your neighbor. Something in your life that you have done that has helped you to build up the skills necessary to do the job. Here's a question I'm going to ask for you now. Which of these three qualities do you think an employer is looking for last? And it might surprise you. Skills and experience. As a potential employer, I know that I want someone to have a great attitude, to be the right person, someone I can depend on. I can't teach that, or do I really want to spend the time to teach that? Skills and experience, if you demonstrate that you have a can-do attitude, then I can train you on how to use a gadget, how to do a procedure, how to do a process. I can train you to my specifications, so this, whereas it is important and you want to highlight those things, it's not as important as these first two qualities. Ultimately, the employer wants to find out, are you a good fit? Will you fit in well with that company culture? Why you need a resume. Ever pick up a book or a DVD and just from the few lines that are on there, it sparks your interest. It makes you want to watch it. That is exactly what your resume is designed for. It's not to tell your life story, but it's a very customized document to sell you effectively. And you think about it, if an application is being given out at a business, every single person who's coming to that business is filling out the same application. What can you attach to that application to make you stand out? And that is your resume. An effective resume gets you an interview, not a job offer. The resume is just like the lines in a coloring book that you've kind of drawn an outline. Your interview is where you get to color it in with all those wonderful details about you.
How to perfect the elevator pitch. If you happen to run into your ideal employer or business partner in an elevator, or anywhere else for that matter, you'll have about 30 seconds or less to wow them. Here's how to do it. You will need skills or ideas, a list of descriptive phrases, a description of your qualifications, and practice. Optional, a mirror. Step 1. Brainstorm a list of phrases that describe you, and cross off any cliches or catchphrases. Keep only the most unique and honest statements. Step 2. Craft a description of qualifications that you can share in 30 seconds or less. Write the pitch like you speak. This will make it easier to deliver and make it sound more authentic. Step 3. Practice your pitch on friends and family. Ask for feedback and adjust your pitch. It will become natural by doing it over and over. Use a mirror to pitch yourself. If you can't look yourself in the eye, how can you engage someone else? Step 4. Make your pitch about the needs of your listener. Talk about the problems facing their industry that you are uniquely positioned to solve. Step 5. Describe your value in solving these problems. Step 6. Allow room for dialogue. Most people don't like to be talked at, so be conversational and show an interest in them. Step 7. Ask for something, a business card, a phone call, or permission to send your resume. The point of your pitch is to break the ice and generate interest, but you need to ask for the next step.
Your 30-second elevator speech. This is your commercial to sell you. And the great thing about a 30-second elevator speech is that this is the perfect answer to that also difficult question of, tell me about yourself. In an interview situation, how many times have you stumbled and stuttered over something as simple as just saying who you are, why you're interested in the company, and what you have to add of value? So this is a template that you can use. I encourage you to use your own language to really make it flow well, but it has the basic elements of it. Hi, my name is. Give your full name. Your company's particularly interesting to me because I am good at. You want to list specific things that you're involved with, skill sets that you have, and I'd like to gain more experience in the whatever field that company works in. I am currently and it could be a graduate, it could be a student, it could be what year you are in school, it could be a current position that you're in, whatever you're doing now that's of interest or something that you've accomplished, you want to have that from certain school, certain company that you're employed with. I'm involved with. This is where you list your hobbies, your projects you're working on, maybe some special interests that you have that you're really good at, and then here is the clincher. My greatest strengths are, and this is where you go right back to those qualities that sell yourself. Are you always on time? Are you somebody that people can rely on? Are you incredibly good at putting together complex projects into something simple? One of the best elevator speeches I heard was from a Harrison School student, and this was what he said. I'm going to make up a name. Hi, my name is Paul Smith. Your company is particularly interesting to me because I'm really good at taking apart computers and putting them back together. I would love to gain more experience in the IT field. I am currently a 3.95 senior at Harrison High School, and I'm currently involved with student council and football. My greatest strengths are that when something is given to me and it has lots of different pieces, I can simplify it and get it condensed and help get it implemented with other people involved. How can I be of value to your company? Now, there were a lot of wow elements in that 30-second elevator speech, and I know not all of us are football players or have a 3.95 grade point average, but we all have something unique and special that we have to offer a potential employer. So think right now, what's special about you? What stands out? What makes you the employee that they want to hire as opposed to all the other applicants applying for that job? Put that in your elevator speech and practice, practice, practice till you make it perfect. Questions for you to ask the employer. So now that you know the expectations of what the employer is going to be asking you, and you want to think of very specific examples that you're going to use to demonstrate that you're the right fit, look-wise, attitude-wise, that appearance piece, the reliability piece, and then the skills and experience, you know what you're going to say and answer the questions, but you need to have some questions prepared for the end of that interview as well, because the employer is going to say, what questions do you have of us? Now's your chance to really sell yourself and to make sure that you're demonstrating that you have a level of engagement with that employer. So here's some great questions for you to ask. What qualities do you seek in an ideal employee? This is my favorite because it's a freebie. They're going to tell you exactly what things they're looking for, and your answer is going to be, why, what a coincidence. Those are qualities that I have, and here's an example of that. Number 2, what do you like about working here? You're asking them what they like about working there. You're getting them engaged, you're getting them excited about the work that they've chosen, but it also gives you a hint into what type of work is going on there and if it's something that you would enjoy as well. How would you describe a typical day in this position? We talk a lot about how you have to sell yourself to an employer, but ultimately you're trying to determine if this is a place that you want to work. So by getting a good feeling what a typical day looks like in that position, now you can decide, I would love doing that, or oh, I don't think I would like that type of job at all. And then finally, specific questions that popped into your mind as you walked through the company, as you were there as a customer, as you researched their mission and vision statement on their website. Maybe they won an award in this last program year. You want to make sure that you demonstrate that you've done your research and that you have a real interest in working for this company in this position. Do not ask, what does this company do? We're in a Google age, folks. Every company has the bare minimum expectation that you have at least Googled them, checked out their website, know what their mission statement is, know what makes them money, what kind of services and products do they sell, and if you have an opportunity, you should be a customer there so that you get a feel for what it's like to be on the other side of that counter. So you should already know what the company does. You shouldn't be asking that. When can I take time off? Never ask that. You always want to be selling yourself that you're a person that's going to be available when they need you to be. Wait till you get the job offer, and then you can ask more questions about what the pay is like, what the benefits are like, and when you would get time off. You definitely don't want to be asking about pay or benefits in the job interview. Most of the time, most employers are pretty forthcoming in the job posting about what the pay is, but if they don't indicate it, you don't ask about it. They're the ones to tell you, not the other way around. If you get the job offer, then you can ask those questions. Turning in the application, that frontline staff, they are the moat dragon. If you don't appease the moat dragon, you aren't going to get into the castle. So you want to make sure you're extremely nice to the staff as you come in, because they're sizing you up as well. They want to know that, is this somebody I want to work with? Or, ooh, do I want to tell my manager that this person's not nice and just to come back and tell this dude that he's busy and can't talk with them today. You always want to make sure you're nice to the frontline staff. Complete the full application at the business. Seize that opportunity. If you don't complete that application here and now, the next person to walk in the door may do that, and now you've lost yourself a job opportunity. Follow all the directions, fill in all the fields. This application is your first demonstration that you can be a good employee and follow the directions that your employer has to give you. Spell correctly, use good grammar. If you need to check on your smartphone or bring a little pocket dictionary with you, make sure you do that, and print or type neatly. Really take the time to make that document look as professional as possible. Job fair do's and don'ts. Smile, stand up straight. Have questions ready to ask the employers, and we already talked about what those questions need to be. Be prepared to answer questions from the employers, and think of those examples again, how you're a great fit for appearance, reliability, and those skills and experience. Master your 30-second elevator speech. Practice it in front of your mirror. Your family, your dog, they should be sick of it by now because they've heard it a million times from you. Firm handshake. You want to make sure when you shake hands that this part of your thumb and forefinger makes full contact with the other person. That's a firm handshake. You don't want a wimpy one. You don't want a big seesaw one. You want a nice firm handshake. Good eye contact. And then finally, just like your mama told you, sir and ma'am, please and thank you, make sure you remember those manners. Don'ts. Don't stay with your group. If you're with a friend, if you're with a group of friends, if you're a young person and your parent insisted on coming with you, you're going to have to delicately tell mom and dad, you know what, mom and dad, you stand over there, or maybe go into the other room. I'm going to talk to these employers all by myself, and I am prepared because I know what to do with my 30-second elevator speech and how to present myself professionally. Don't focus on the freebies. You're going to have all kinds of wonderful things on the tables, like stress relievers and candy. Don't succumb to the temptation. You're here to talk to employers, not to get that free Kit Kat bar. Don't eat, drink, or chew gum. Chewing gum, you don't think about it. You want to have fresh breath, so it's fine. Chew a piece in the car, spit it out before you get into the job fair, and make sure that you're not chewing like a cow on its cud when you're talking to the employer. Don't interrupt when the employer is talking, and please leave your cell phone behind. If you don't have a car or someplace else to put it in far away, turn that bad boy off. Not on buzz, not on vibrate, not on silence. Turn it completely off so it's not a temptation. You don't want to have it go off when you're in the middle of talking to somebody, and you don't even want to be texting as you're standing in those long, tempting lines as you're waiting for a whole bunch of people in front of you. Take away the temptation, turn that cell phone off. And visit us online. Here at the Workforce Center, we have a plethora of resources available to help you be successful in your job hunt. We have workshops, resume writing skills, interview skills, everything that you could ever want to help you do your best in your job search. And good luck. You're going to knock them dead today at the job fair.